This is a video to discuss Friday, May 15th. Due to the not being prepared far enough in advance and some technical difficulties, we did not run a lottery for May 15th. So the allocation is going to be self-serve. It's going to be using many of the same techniques that will work later with the lottery, but what I'm about to show you is for Saturday only. So I'm sorry, Friday only. So I've logged in as somebody. The lottery works as it has. And there are 3 new buttons now. Available courts, the courts already assigned to you, and the game schedule. So there is nothing in the game schedule. So let's go ahead and assign some courts. So I'm going to put these back in the queue when I'm done, but let's just assign some courts. So let's say 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. court 18. What I do is I double click on managed by username, show options. The only option that will come up is you, and you select it and hit enter, and the court is allocated to you. So it disappears from the available list, and if I look at your courts, it's there. And if I look at game schedule, it's there. I am now going to log off and log on as somebody else. I'll log in as our family, actually. And I'll go to available courts. And let's pick something more in the middle. Let's say 2 p.m. court 9. And I double click on managed by username. I show options. Only that shows up. I hit enter, and the court is allocated. And only that court is in my list, but all the courts are in the game schedule. So under game schedule, you see all the allocated courts for the day. Now, let me switch back to my original user. And let me go to my courts. Now notice in the game schedule, you can't do any editing. But on your courts, you have the right to return your court to the pool. And I do that by double clicking on managed by username, and I hit delete and enter. And now that court is no longer allocated to me, it disappears. And if I look back on available courts, there it is. All the 6 a.m. Courts are there again. So that's the technique. We have rules built into the system, but I'm going to ask everyone. I have not attached them yet because they're not tested, and I'm afraid of causing problems for everybody on the 15th. So I'm going to ask everyone to please be on good behavior. Everyone just take 1 court per unit. Now, if there are still courts available 2 hours ahead of playing time, you may take a second court for your unit, but not at the same time. So if you have a 10 o'clock court and it's 9 o'clock, you can take an 11 o'clock. You can extend your 10 o'clock court. So everyone please be on good behavior. Those are not my rules. Those are what I understand the tennis committee rules to be for the time being. There are very few courts, only 3 courts per hour. So I'm going to ask that everyone please be on great behavior. And tomorrow the West Lodge will be open during the day, and they can forward questions to me if there are any issues. And all of this works on mobile devices just as well. Thank you, and have a great first tennis day tomorrow.